What's up, everyone? Future kids, this is Chris. So today we are at the shops at Solana in El Paso, Texas. Today is a indoor car show. I have never been to one before, and I'm hoping that by taking this camera in, I'm allowed to take footage, take photos, because we know how pissy some security can be at the mall. So hopefully all goes well. If you don't want to hear any of this right now really quick, just go ahead and skip to, if I'm nice enough to put the marker where I'm showing all the cars already, go ahead. But major kind of life updates. I know it sounds boring, nobody cares, nobody knows me, so it doesn't even matter, but it's not even okay. So went to go get my hair cut because this coming week we are heading out to Colorado for our bachelor trip. And that is both me and my fiance, with most of the people in the court who are able to go. We're all going together to Colorado, but of course there's days where we're going our separate ways, and then we're doing a swap, and then yeah, we're all gonna be together just having a really good time. Went to go get a fade, extremely necessary. If you want to head up Legends Barbershop, it's on George Jeter. I booked with Vicky, and the first time I went, I mean, she did really good, so I went back again. So if you're in El Paso, if you're coming in, hit her up. She's really good. She does speak mostly Spanish, so just be aware of that. And then also, before I even went to go get a haircut, I got hit in the back, and then that person ended up, basically doing a hit and run on me. So they're gonna get in trouble because I was able to get their license plate. And being a car enthusiast, luckily you can kind of more or less distinguish the make and model and the year. So yeah, so they're kind of screwed. And actually no damage, like some scratches on the bottom of the car, so thank God. I don't gotta drive around with a messed up crushed soda can look. But yeah, and then I have those really cool looking RS over here. You don't really see those too often, which is sad. But yeah, so I guess from there, just lots of things going on, really. But as always, if you want to support this channel, help me grow, obviously, to just put it out there, if once I hit 500 subscribers, I'm giving away $50. At this point, I'm thinking like, dang, maybe I shouldn't have done that, because I don't want people to think I'm bribing people to subscribe and then I give them money, but it's not really about that. But I'm just the type of person that really does want to help people, and I would love to obviously like do bigger giveaways, just money, because you should be smart enough to make those decisions on what you need to take care of in life, whether it's helping people to pay bills. I would love to help people get new tires, do maintenance on their vehicles, because if you can't get to work, well, what's the point? Or how are you supposed to make money to support yourself or your family? And so I really want to do a bunch of really good things for people, because it's who I am. It's not who I'm trying to portray myself, but kind of doing what Mr. Beast used to do, but do it in a more subtle, mysterious way, doing it in ways people won't expect to. So I look forward to when I'm able to do those things. But so yeah, $50, and then I'm also giving a stay driven decal. I will either do that, or I'm starting to think maybe a courtesy decal for whoever wins. So whoever wins, I'll get in contact and see what they feel like they want, and then yes. And by those decals, my fiance is the one who's starting her business on making those decals. We're gonna be getting stickers soon to be able to make. We just need to buy printer ink, materials, all these things are costing, which is part of growing a business. But yeah, once again, I'm sorry if you have to hear all this boring stuff, but this is for the future kids, for me, documenting what's going on in life right now. So yeah, let's go see the cars now, because that's what it's about. I'll see you guys later. There's probably a lot more I would love to share, but it's kind of why I do talking videos sometimes just alone. But yeah, Yeah, why? Yeah. Yeah. Well, no, like there's no obvious damage. Like in the bottom, it's just scratched. But well, yeah, they did a hit and run on me, so I got their light. Yeah, I got the plates and I know the make and model. So no, but when I go to the shop, because I'm gonna give them a call. Well, she said that the insurance was gonna cover like 13. Well, that's what I was telling her. I was like, was they telling me that the insurance was gonna cover it? And so was no, that they were only covering like 1,300 something, and I would have to pay like 250. But was I don't know. It's weird, but yeah, I don't know. Was that's why I told her like, well, no, for now. But I mean, because we also scheduled another appointment for April 19th. That's supposed to be for the results. No, because I think they were saying that it was since they have it there, or they were there today, but that's why we were gonna do it. I wasn't expecting seeing a Z here. It has like the Rolls Royce interior. Damn.
Dude, this one though, freaking crazy. And a 4-inch exhaust. That's crazy. Dang, and I'm not even over there. I'm on the west side. come back.
Yeah, I think it was early.
You hear what he said?
Oh, figures. And this is my brother, Jahan.
I know. Hi, how are you? It's been a long time, buddy. Good to see you.
Yeah, my grandma and then we went to Paris to see my grandma. Oh, yeah, no,
Like a friendly.
Hi.
If there is it. Yeah, and then he said the friendly. Bro, he's over here. So I see you in a long time.
Oh, I would like to be on a taxi.
No, it's not real. Is it fire?
You remember Jessica?
Oh, is it water right there?
You ready to go out there and say, hey, next?
You know what?
Ready, Jedi? Get the bulldog started. Oh, we never hit your young card.
I can't come back.
Well, I have you take a picture right now when they send. Yeah, but this is nice. I'm like, dang. It's a very good setup. I'm like, I feel like that's a good. Oh, you know, it hurt a little. She did.
But no, if you ever played for speed, go watch it. That's the first
You know what? There's a BDS teacher.
Daddy, I found the toilet. You want to sit in the toilet? Look, it's over here. Come. Daddy, it's here.
So it was really cool to go see a bunch of different cars that I've never really seen before. And I'm pretty happy that I got to see that BMW or Need for Speed Most Wanted inspired Supra. At first when I saw it, I was like, how dare you? But I mean, it's cool at the same time. I think it only somewhat makes sense because of that BMW engine that's in the Supra, right? Nonetheless, though, I'm glad I got to share this video with you guys. Like, I will be attending as many events as I can possible, but I've just been really busy planning a wedding. That's basically what I'm booked for right now, just planning a wedding. So and then working so much, trying to get out of my current job, I think, because yeah, it's not allowing me to enjoy my time with family, and family as in my fiance and my dogs and cats. But I hope you enjoyed watching everything that I could. I don't even think I'm gonna try to put any music over anything. Just gonna leave it raw. Whether YouTube is gonna strike me as copyright, screw it. I'm just gonna leave it because there's not much that I can do as far as, you know, blocking out that music that is being played. Plus, I don't want to play any sort of annoying music, so I'd rather just have it all natural. And yeah, so got a lot on my mind, so I'm kind of speaking very mellow, but I gotta get going. I'm just enjoying some Little Caesars pizza because damn, they had I don't understand how people don't enjoy Little Caesars. The whole point is that you get value with the pizza you're paying for. No matter what, I'm always gonna love Little Caesars. I'll update you guys on anything that happens with the hit and run that I got in, though. Really? But pizza. We'll see what happens. I need to make a police report, and then we'll go from there.